David here with Figboot on Pens, back again with another stay-at-home fountain pen review. Today I have for you something a bit different. It's a review of a rollerball, but it's not just any rollerball, and I'll get to what makes the pen stand out in just a little bit. But the pen I have for you today is from Monteverde and is the Engage. What I'm going to do is go over the parts and features of the Monteverde Engage, talk about what I care for and what I don't care for about the pen. I'll show some measurements, size comparisons, and provide a writing sample. And stay tuned because I will be going over the 3 different versions of this pen, and I will be giving away all 3. Thanks go out to the good folks at Jaffa Brands, US distributor for Monteverde, as well as other brands for providing these pens for review and for giveaway. On a side note, I will be doing a live Zoom Q&A this Saturday hosted by Jaffa Brands. I look forward to spending some time with those who have reserved their spots. I'm uncertain if there's still spots available. If you go to the official Instagram feeds of Monteverde or Conklin, look for a post with my picture and I'll believe you leave a comment there saying you'd care to attend. If there are indeed spots available, someone from Jaffa will be in contact with you and let you know the meeting information. It should be fun and I'm really looking forward to it. Contrary to popular belief, especially among fountain pen users, the world still needs rollerball and ballpoint pens. There are many situations where a fountain pen is just not the correct tool for the job. Filling out a carbon form, writing on cheap or glossy paper, a ballpoint or rollerball is going to work best for you. So you might as well enjoy your other pens as much as you do your fountain pens. With my Hobonichi planner, I use a Retro 51 rollerball. It fits in the loop really well and it will always write. Also with this Hobonichi, I'm typically writing something down quickly and I don't want to wait for the ink to dry or mess around with a blotting page. I also have this cool Sailor, which is a multi-pen that has blue and red and black ink, as well as a mechanical pencil. Plus, it's a Sailor, which is kind of cool. One of my favorites is from Visconti. This is a Millionaire fountain pen, but it also comes with a rollerball conversion, which comes in its little case right here, and there's the rollerball conversion. There are times when pens don't necessarily work so hot on an airplane. I've found them to be a little bit hit or miss. So if I bring this one here when I'm traveling, when we used to be able to travel, I'll bring the rollerball conversion with me, and in that case, if the fountain pen is misbehaving at altitude, then I can convert the pen and still use it. So, non-fountain pens have their purpose. But what's even better is when you can have a little bit of both worlds. For example, I highly recommend the Platinum Preppy markers. I use them at work rather than Sharpies for a lot of things. You can eyedrop them with fountain pen ink. I have one filled with Noodler's Polar Blue and another one with Diamine Oxblood. And I use them all the time. I find that they're really good for sticky notes and things like that. So, that rather long intro brings us to the product that I'll be showing you today, which does give you the best of both worlds, which is the Monteverde Engage. And this rollerball allows you to use your favorite fountain pen ink of choice. I have 3 models to show you, so in order to get a closer look at these 3 models, please join me over here at camera 2. Here is the box the pen arrives in, and here is the pen, the Monteverde Engage. Let me set that aside. It actually comes in 3 different models. There is this clear demonstrator here, there is a carbon fiber model, and then there was this rainbow model. Now, each of these models has something I feel is really cool about the material. This rainbow model does have a unique eye-catching look, and the barrel is a thin aluminum. I have always been a big fan of carbon fiber. This woven carbon fiber is under a clear plastic layer. And then we have this clear demonstrator. With this pen, you have the ability to see the inner workings of the pen and really get a really good look at the ink inside, which is always cool. Before I take a closer look at this pen, I was going to show you how the weights differ. Let's go ahead and bring my little scale here, and you can see here that the clear demonstrator is basically 30.2 grams, and the carbon fiber is a little bit heavier at 38.4 grams, we'll say. And then the aluminum one, which is going to be the heaviest one, is 39.72. And in regard to some size comparisons, here it is with a Retro 51, then here it is with a Pilot Metropolitan, and finally here it is with a Lamy All-Star. Okay, let's take a closer look at this pen and let's actually focus on this demonstrator just so you can see a bit about what's going on the inside. On the end here, we have the knock. I do care for this little flare that's on the end. That I think it adds a little bit more style than if it was just straight. On the very end, we have the Montegrappa logo, which looks nice on the top. And then right below the knock, it actually says Monteverde and then One Touch and Engage. Now, it's a bit odd that the name of the pen is in the smallest font, but the lettering does have a bit of triangular symmetry, which I can appreciate. The clip is rather long, and it is metal and black with a little ball there on the end added for functionality. The barrel is straight. And on this model, it is transparent. The transition between the barrel and the section here are rather smooth. And we have a rather thick section down here that tapers down and has a steep rounded step down to the hole. When you engage the knock, then you can see the rollerball pops out of the end. One thing that I like with this demonstrator is that you can actually, when you are depressing the knock, you could actually see everything on the inside and how everything on the inside moves down. It is a rather long pen. It's longer than most fountain pens you own, and there's not a cap so you can remove here. So it is rather long in the hand, but I do find it well balanced and comfortable. I do care for the thicker section, and I don't find that the plastic is slippery at all. You can maintain a decent grip. You do want to be careful with this pen in your pocket though. If the knock should happen to depress and this rollerball becomes exposed, the fountain pen ink will be sucked out of here and get all over your pocket. So it's just like a fountain pen, like a vanishing point or any other pen, that you need to be a little bit careful because you don't want to have this leaking in your pocket unexpectedly. Now, let me show you how to ink up this pen. That it's pretty simple. First of all, you unscrew the section, and then you remove this entire unit. Now, one little quick difference and small variation between the different units. This clear demonstrator has a black forward part of the section, and on the other two pens, this internal portion is a silver color as well as a silver colored spring, excuse me. And I think that was a good design choice, having this be black on the demonstrator. I just think that looks a little bit nicer than if it was silver on the inside. So what you do is you just remove the spring, which just comes right off the end, and then you just ink it up just like a Pilot vanishing point. That there is a filler hole right here on the end. Let's see if you can get kind of close. You can kind of see that there is a little bit of a filler hole here. You can, for cleaning purposes, you could either leave the converter attached or it does unscrew for easier cleaning, and you can use a bulb syringe to clean out the tip end here. So in regard to inking up this pen, you just submerge the tip into the ink, and we'll go ahead and do that with some Monteverde ink. This is Monteverde blue. This is a real nice blue that, as you can see here, is kind of more on the royal blue side of things. It's very comparable to the Faber-Castell royal blue. And then this is what it looks like with the Namiki blue. And then, as I showed you here, is the bottles. Real nice bottles with big, large lids, so it makes it easy to use for just about any pen in your collection. So we'll go ahead and open this up. And you want to dip this in just past this area here, since the filler hole is right here on the edge. So I'm going to try to do this a little sideways so you can see. It's a little bit difficult, but you just dip it in and then you activate it just like you would any other pen that you are dipping into ink, and now you can see that it is filled with ink. Then what I want to do is, just like when you do with your fountain pens, you want to clean that off a little bit. And I have a tendency to want to kind of draw a little bit of ink out of the rollerball a little bit, just to get it flowing in there. And then let's go ahead and cap this up and get this off to the side. Now, when you want to put this back together again, you just put the spring back on here and put the end on, and then it is ready to put back together again. Now, one thing I like about clear demonstrators is you have a really good look at the ink that's in here. Now, this was a dark blue ink, and so it really doesn't have that much color to it. It's really hard to tell this dark blue from a black ink. So, you know, I would like to typically use this pen with something a little more like bright orange or a nice red. Maybe something like the Monteverde Strawberry Shortcake, which is one of my favorite inks from this past year. That would be a nice pairing. So let's actually take a look at a writing sample. So we have the Monteverde Engage. Now, there is only one tip size on this pen. I would venture to call it something more on the medium size. I don't find that it's on the fine side or extra fine side in regard to rollerball or ballpoint nibs. And as you saw, the ink we have here is Monteverde Blue. And even with the rollerball, you can you know, it doesn't necessarily dry right away. It is a little bit on the drier side, and it's going to dry quicker than a fountain pen typically, but you do have to wait for it to dry just a little bit. In regard to the rest of the writing sample, in regard to some fast writing, there's no issue with the feed keeping up whatsoever. The more I use the Monteverde Engage, the more I care for it, and I have been getting some really good use out of it. There are some things, like I said, that I like about all three of these models. I especially like being able to see the ink level in this clear demonstrator, but this carbon fiber material, we'll just get another close-up of that. Carbon fiber material is very cool as well. And then I've always enjoyed this rainbow material as well. It's very eye-catching and attention-grabbing. In regard to price, I have seen the Engage available from $57 to $76, depending on the online retailer. So it might pay off to shop around a bit for this pen. But I feel the Engage is appropriately priced and something I have enjoyed using. Thanks again to the good folks at Jaffa Brands for providing these pens for review and for giveaway. In regard to the giveaway, I have 3 of these to give away, one of each model. There is the clear demonstrator, the carbon fiber, as well as the rainbow. And I'm going to try to do something new that I don't believe I've tried before. Viewers are always asking me how they can use their pens more. Well, here's your chance. In order to enter to win one of these pens, you need to send a letter or postcard to my P.O. box. The address can be found in the notes below this and just about any other video on my channel. It can be a long letter, it can be a short letter, it can be a postcard. But how about you write it with your favorite pen and let me know why that pen holds a special place in your collection. Now, typically, you only have a couple of days to enter a contest, but for this one, I'll accept entries for any piece of mail postmarked by Saturday, May 16th, and we'll select 3 winners from that group. So you have about a week and a half to get something off into the mail. In the past, I've said that if you take the effort to write me, then I will commit to writing you back. And I have held true to that promise. But we'll see about the letters I receive for this contest. That might be quite the commitment if I receive a couple of hundred letters. Maybe answering everyone back will be my summer project. We'll see. But good luck to everyone, and I look forward to hearing from you if you choose to enter the giveaway. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.